What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by the household, and we got a special guest today. The one and only Zach Guilford is with us.
Yay!
Hooray.
Yeah, hooray. You probably know Zach from the hit shows like Friday Night Lights, House of Usher. He's on Criminal Minds. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. How you doing, Zach?
Good. Just omnipresent.
Yeah, there you go.
You're booked and busy.
Booked and busy. Booked and blessed.
Well, I'm not booked right now, so I'm like really bored and anxious, but I go back to work in August, so that's good.
Oh, okay. So now he's here. Now
I'm like, I'll go do a podcast.
Yeah. He's got a lot of time to watch the TV that we are all watching.
Thank God you're not booked and busy right now so that you can be here with us.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, Nick, did you notice he's wearing a matching sweatsuit?
That's not the same, though.
It's not velour.
Okay.
The same as what?
Well, we said that any white guy wearing a matching tracksuit, different than sweatsuit,
Okay.
is probably a part of organized crime. But this is a sweatsuit. That's totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just leisurely.
This is leisure. Yeah, this doesn't have a matching patterns.
Okay.
No, this
Valid.
is just I usually look homeless, and I was
Yeah.
like, I know those two things match, so I'll wear them.
Yeah, that's definitely not what I was talking. Like a tracksuit is different than a sweatsuit.
It's tracksuit nylon.
Yeah, it has like a little
Velour.
nylon. It's like maybe like
Makes noise when you walk.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
There's probably a couple buttons. There's a zip away option probably. Then you're definitely potentially part of organized crime
Okay.
So not this time.
if you're white and you wear a tracksuit. Anyways, lots to get into. We have we have Kaz calling in later in this episode from Perfect Match.
That's just wild.
That show is wild. Yeah. Well, there's a lot to get into with we got Summerhouse. We got our boy West, who caught some heat for the reunion,
Mm-hmm.
which we'll get into. But and also Wes is here this week on Going Deeper. Just so you know, and you can be happy to know that we do a big part of the conversation with West is about his fuckboy ways, his lack of maturity. Does he need some growing up to do? Is he ever going to get into a relationship? We do address that with West, and you'll have to listen to hear his answers. But I am a bit confused by the outrage of Bravo Nation when it comes to West, but we'll get into why later. But this is all to say that I've realized over the weekend watching Perfect Match, Bravo, and then looking at the men for Gen season of Bachelor Nation, the expectations of daters on each universe is wild to me.
Ranges.
It ranges. Like on Bachelor, if you interrupt someone, you're a
villain.
You're an evil person. You're just like, excuse me, can I just talk to her? You're just like, fuck you, you're rude. Bravo, it's like it ranges. You can
throw a drink in someone's face.
You can throw a drink in someone's face. If you're a
You're
guy,
good.
you can pour a drink on women's head.
Have a
it's
full-blown
It's
affair.
a little problematic. You can fuck a stripper, gaslight your friends. Next episode, you're back in the saddle. Perfect Match. You can just be like, yeah, I cheated on her with my girlfriend. I mean, Harry Jowsey has a trail of destruction wherever he goes, and yet he's often considered by many to be like a fan favorite.
Mind blowing.
It's like
I have so many questions.
I'm so perplexed by the expectations of each of these franchises, but yet again, here we are. Anyways, what are we getting into before we get to Kaz?
Should we jump into Billie Lee?
Yeah, what is going on in the Bravo drama world with Billie Lee? Can you break it down? Can anyone break it down?
Justin.
I mean, it's a lot of back and forth, but long story short, Billie Lee was on this previous season being Sandoval's friend. Now Billie is saying she's no longer friends with him, and she's insinuating that one of the main reasons is because of Victoria Lee, his girlfriend. There's a lot of accusations.
There's a lot of Lees.
I was just
A lot
thinking
of
that.
Lees.
Billie Lee,
Yeah.
Victoria
She's
Lee.
basically saying now that Victoria.
Wait, it's Victoria Lee and Billie Lee.
Are they related?
No.
Yeah.
It's just a
Not-
coincidence.
We find out she just really hates her sister. We're like, okay, so do I.
It might just be Victoria, but
Are these
anyways,
last names or middle names?
stage names.
Stage names.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Billie.
Wait, do they have fake names on these shows?
A lot of
Oh,
them.
did you know
Yeah.
that Jax Taylor
What?
is Jason Cocky?
Couchy.
Couchy.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that
Isn't that
until last
Wait,
week.
I just feel like I found out Santa Claus is not real.
I know.
And I just found out I pronounce it Sonic Claus.
Turns out reality TV,
It's not real.
not always
Also
real.
not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically Billie said that Tom was sober until he got with Victoria, and then there was drugs laying around the house. She insinuated that Victoria wanted to move Ariana's stuff out of her room. So there's a lot of accusations. Then Victoria and Kyle went on another podcast and did an interview, and they negated all of that and said that Billie was actually trying to isolate all of his friends and girlfriends and family from Sandoval. So like Billie was trying to keep Sandoval to herself.
Mm.
Mm.
I
wouldn't
don't.
wanna do that.
Well, I think it's funny to note, and the Traitors lineup has been released, which we'll go
Right.
over. But it's funny to note that, spoiler alert, Tom Sandoval is amongst the cast of Traitors. This is all going on while Tom is off the grid and can't speak for himself. So he's in Scotland, doesn't have access to his phone, and a bunch of people who are like riding his coattails
Mm-hmm.
are having like a fight over who gets to claim Tom Sandoval, basically, which is the most ironic.
Yeah, it's like that's who you want
No
to
one
claim.
else.
Yeah.
No one else in the universe was like, yeah, he's our guy.
Yeah.
And they're fighting over who gets claimed to Tom Sandoval, which is kind of hilarious. We mentioned this on Viall Files Plus, great opportunity to plug Pop Extra, where we talk about all your favorite pop culture topics that we didn't get to talk to on Reality Recap. Plus, our Vanderpump recaps are also on Viall Files Plus. It's free to sign up.
Oh, wow.
You get a 7-day free trial.
Yes, of
Go to
course.
viallfiles.com, of course. Yes. We mentioned this last week, but this is just a bunch of bottom feeder friends who are taking advantage of their 15 minutes.
Mhm.
And I don't even care even if Billie Lee is telling the whole truth. So all I'm hearing is you're a bottom feeder who was never really friends with Tom Sandoval. And while she was buying low. It's like, when there's a stock market crash or whatever, or Ethereum like really goes down the tank and no one wants Ethereum, Billie Lee's like, I'll buy low. When no one wants to hang out with Tom Sandoval, she went in there and said, I'll hang out with Tom Sandoval. I'll pretend to be his friend and I'll be there. And maybe she had a crush on him, hoping to get something out of it. And then Tom was like, well, I don't really want to date you. I'm going to date someone who used to date Leo. And now she's upset about it. And now she's going now she decided to launch a podcast
Of course.
and talk about it. Like, and Tom Sandoval actually was trying to be a friend to her. He was her first guest on her podcast.
Yeah. I mean, Billie launched her podcast before this tea.
So what?
But post Sandoval.
Post Sandoval, yes.
Post
Yeah.
Sandoval.
Yeah.
But who was her first guest?
Sandoval.
Yeah,
But
Tom Sandoval.
is it bottom feeding though if she was interviewing Sandoval? Like she wasn't talking about him, she was talking with him.
Yes, because this
Yeah,
is when
because he was on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like he was. Not-
Sure. Well, no, I think she's on the. I just think, well, I'm sure you've been in this town for a long time. You know how, there's all these like friends who will pretend to be your friend and they'll like offer to pick you up at the airport and they'll do like these weird favors for you. And eventually you're like, wait, you're not my friend. You're just trying to hang around our group.
It's the entourage.
Yeah.
It's the like, oh, we all don't actually have a town or a reason to be here, but like can't wait to be around you the second there's a camera around or a second there's an interview. And I just think the whole dynamic is very strange.
If Billie was a real friend, the first moment she had a fallout with Tom Sandoval, she's talking about things like substance abuse and like talking about intervention. If she really gave a shit about Tom Sandoval, she wouldn't like be going to her podcast and like outing his drinking problems and his substance abuse problems and like outing that to the public if she was his real friend. So she's never been friends with Tom. And so even if what she's saying is accurate, I just think she's revealed herself to be a bottom feeder, just like Joe.
That's why Joe is constantly on her podcast.
I was gonna say.
Joe does the bottom feeder podcast tour, like anyone who's like, it's in the, if you've had 10 minutes on Vanderpump and then you make some kind of Vanderpump recap podcast, you're a bottom feeder.
You say bottom feeder. I'm going to say social climber.
That's
But-
what I think
Potato,
too.
potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nicer term.
Yeah,
You think it-
social climber is a lot
Yeah.
That's
nicer.
nicer than bottom feeder?
bottom
I think
feeder.
so. Bottom feeder sounds nasty.
Yeah, have you ever seen a bottom feeder? I think halibut are. Their mouths are like
They're like
underneath them. and they're
sucking
just
off the
literally-
dirt. Mhm.
Yeah, they're like
Gross.
ocean
I
vacuums.
still like I don't, maybe social climber isn't harsh enough for these people.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Well,
Mhm.
That's a hot take.
I think bottom feeder.
So where are we today? What has happened like within the last couple of days?
Sandoval's story, someone posted on Sandoval's story, but he is filming Traitors.
What's the thing that was posted on Sandoval's story? Do we have it?
I mean,
It was-
he could very well have already been sent home as a traitor and he's posting himself. Like we don't know.
That's possible.
But wow.
Is-
Aren't you not allowed to do that because it kind of gives it away?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Probably.
Billie accused,
That's
Billie
a-
screenshotted it and posted it and said that it was Victoria, like essentially tweeting
Okay.
from his account.
And who cares?
That is a
Exactly.
good, Zach brings up a really good point.
Timelines.
We love a good time.
Well, because, a lot of times, like, they started filming a couple weeks ago and they immediately announced the Traitors cast. Well, let's just read it. Well, since we're talking about it, who's on the Traitors cast?
Danielle from Big Brother, Brittany from Big Brother, Carolyn from Survivor, Chanel from Real Housewives, Gabby from Bachelor, Dolores from Real Housewives, Robin from Real Housewives.
Dorinda.
They spelled, someone
spelled
spelled it
it wrong.
Dorlinda.
It's Dorinda.
It's
Yeah.
Dorinda.
Yeah, it's wrong. Chriselle, Selling Sunset, Sierra, Summerhouse, Nikki, WWE, Bob, Drag Race, Jeremy, Survivor, Tony, Survivor, Rob, Survivor, love him, big fan of him. Dylan, Zac Efron's brother, perfect. Ivar, Lord, never heard of it. Wells, Bachelor Nation.
No, he is a lord.
Oh, perfect.
I was like, Lord?
I was like,
Royals?
never heard of that show, but sounds good. Another Bob. Oh, that's a Rob and a Bob. Oh, no, there's two
No, Bob,
Bobs.
Biggest Loser.
No, Bob Drag Race, Bob Biggest Loser. Sam, Britney Spears' ex. Feel like that's weird. Tom Vanderpump Rules.
I love Sam, Britney Spears' ex, being on there, but we did find out over the weekend that he is not allowed to talk about Britney Spears because he signed like a gag order when they
Good.
got divorced. I mean, good for Britney Spears, bad for us.
I despise him, so.
Yeah, I feel like he should definitely
Why-
immediately be a traitor.
Why? I don't know anything about him other than you just assume he was a bottom feeder.
If you,
Right.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to my conspiracy theory situation, is that I'm like, how is it possible that this woman was under like a 10, 15-year conservatorship? He was casted in one of her music videos while she was under that conservatorship. And that's the person that's allowed to get close to her and allowed to become her husband. But she's not allowed to talk to childhood friends. She's not allowed to make new friends, have a phone.
Mm.
Well, because people thought that
giving plant.
he married her to be her guardian.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what it was. Yeah.
It's hired.
You think he was a plant?
Yeah, I think he was a
Yeah.
plant.
From Daddy Spears.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody to keep an eye on her and to make her think that she's loved or in this relationship and whatnot.
You
But
think he got paid off?
1,000%.
How do we? Can
Again,
we look
this
at
is
his
my
bank account?
conspiracy. This is my conspiracy theory, but
It's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm in. I co-sign this.
thank you.
But this looks like a really great cast of traitors. What were you going to say? We were talking about Tom.
Well, I'm just fascinated. Like Zach made a good point. These are all public figures. They're
Mhm.
not allowed to have their phones, and it's hard to keep a public figure off their phone, especially a reality TV star.
Yep.
Now, granted, they could have like people post for them. Like Sierra over the weekend was posting on her social, like thanking fans for the outpouring of support over the evil West Wilson.
Oh, I missed that.
But it also might not have been her. It could have been like a friend or a manager or something like that. But I am curious for all the like diehard Traitor fans, like they could monitor when they get back online as to like who is or isn't like the winner of the Traitors.
Right.
You know, like how do they enforce that? I don't know if they do.
I don't know that they do because I'm like, I would think that the rule would be that you wouldn't be allowed to post at all while you're on it or like while the show is filming. So then that way it doesn't give anybody tips that like all of a sudden they were missing and now you're posting again.
Like as Wells, he's still gone. Do we know?
I would assume so.
I mean, he hasn't posted anything on Instagram, so.
I went to a birthday party of a mutual friend over the weekend, wasn't there.
Oh,
So-
Mm.
so
Yeah. But I was wondering if they keep them for the entire 3 weeks or when they get done, do they get sent home?
Don't know. Maybe you should have gone.
Apparently, they keep them.
Maybe.
you're in Scotland
I could've
jail.
Just get
Guys,
sequestered.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it Traitors this season. I had a baby and I had you guys to talk and work, with.
We are the babies.
Yeah, I couldn't leave you guys for 3 weeks.
Lots of babies. Anyway, so back to Sandoval. That's what got us to Traitors.
What did he post?
Billie Lee's false claims towards Victoria Lee Robinson and Kyle Chan were designed to damage our friendship and relationships. Victoria, Kyle, and I all heard her on speakerphone while she made those accusations. They were designed to isolate me from my close friends for ulterior motives. It is not a coincidence that she is doing this while I'm out of the country and she is on tour. I will be addressing everything when I am back. And the thing is that I'm like, I know for a fact that they like monitored them talking to the phone calls and it's all on a set time schedule. So I'm
Talking
like,
about Traitors.
Traitors Cast, yes, because they have to make sure that the significant others from back home aren't feeding them information about other cast members or aren't giving them like clues and tips as up to how to play the game. So that's why I'm like, that was not that. I don't believe that was him writing that.
There's no way he wrote that. It was worded well.
I was gonna say-
Aw.
That was written by a PR team.
Tom is
No.
he's not the most
Yeah.
He doesn't use
No.
terms like
I
I
ulterior
remember I
motive.
saw episodes of that show back in the day, like first couple seasons. I was like, and I'm sorry to talk shit about people. I was like, this dude is so dumb. Like just ridiculously. And like it's proved itself out over the course of the show. So
He-
he did not write that.
Yeah.
He even said at the last reunion, which I honestly think was the most honest thing he's ever said, is I'm not that smart. He said that. And I honestly, he's
I'm inclined
Self-aware.
to believe
it's
him.
the smartest thing he could say. I don't think he's the dumb. He's just not. He leads a simple life.
Sure.
He has like 10 things he cares about in this world, and that's. Well, I don't even know what those are. I'm just saying he loves what he loves, and that's kind of about it, right?
Also, like the Victoria Lee Robinson. Like, why is he giving her full government
stage name.
her full
But
stage name?
She was like,
Honestly.
Victoria Lee.
I will say, whatever side Kyle is on, I believe that to be the most truthful, especially when it comes to like, because this is basically a fight about like who's more loyal to Tom Sandoval, I guess, in a way, like who's a more genuine friend.
A
Or,
little bit. I mean, Kyle was looped in because allegedly Billie told Victoria that Kyle drugged Sandoval. So that's where Kyle chimed in. He was like, no, like,
This feels like police should be involved.
That's
yeah.
honestly,
That's
yeah.
gross.
This is getting
Yeah.
criminal. I don't know. Drugging.
Well,
and-
despite that accusation, Kyle has been Tom's longest standing friend, and so regardless of what these accusations,
Yeah.
which is a little.
giving Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah, it's giving police. That Tom is in fact actually friends with Kyle Chan. Like his relationship with this Victoria girl, who knows? They could be broke up in a month, and that could get messy. Billie Lee, I don't know. When did she hop on the scene with Tom Sandoval?
Season 4.
Oh, they've been
Jinx.
okay.
Wow.
She was on season 4.
She was on season 4.
Yeah. That's why I
Doing
don't
what?
think she's like a bottom feeder
She-
necessarily.
We're recapping season 4 right now.
You'll meet her soon.
She's as OG as Lala Lauren.
That was the only season that she was on until she came back for season 11, which she's just barely featured in. But yeah,
What was she?
she
Waitress,
works at
right?
Sir. Yeah, and
Interesting.
yeah,
Wait,
she
quick
plays
pause.
the game.
Is Lala not her real name?
No,
Lauren.
Lauren from Utah.
Lauren from Utah.
She went with Lala?
Yeah,
Like, I get to choose any name.
or Raquel Levis is Rachel.
That one I knew.
But now she's saying that she's going to go by Rocky, so
Oh.
that's also another name
Yeah, I
change.
saw that. I saw that. Now. That makes
Jesus.
me hate her even more.
I will say to wrap up the Billie stuff, Tom Schwartz and his girlfriend Sophia unfollowed Victoria.
Yeah.
So that's where people are
Unfollowed
saying
Victoria.
Victoria. So
Yeah.
that's where people are like, well, maybe Victoria actually is the one lying, or like she actually is the rift in the
You
friendships.
text Schwartz and ask him
Yeah.
what team he's on.
And we
I think you
can't
should.
really tell if Victoria and Sandoval are still
On the
together.
ground.
No, so Tom is still following
Weird.
Victoria.
No, but
though.
are Tom and Victoria still together? Because they've
There's-
posted less and less.
They're still following each other on Instagram. That's all I know.
We'll see. He's also
Yeah.
in Scotland.
That's the meter of a
Yeah.
friendship nowadays.
Is-
Instagram.
you follow each
Still
other?
Follow each
Oh
other.
my god.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we should definitely text Schwartz and figure out. He'll tell you.
I'm saying Team Victoria or Team Billie. We are recording. I should at least give him the heads up that we're
sure.
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a real friend.
Yeah.
You're not gonna throw him under the bus. You're not a
Absolutely
bottom feeder.
No, no.
He's not a bottom feeder.
Well, the saga continues.
Yeah.
This is all to say. I will say back to last week's, like, which spinoff would we prefer? This is why I think I go Tom's.
Oh,
messy.
if there's
Like, would you ever rather have a spinoff of Ariana and Katie, Lala, aka Lauren, and Sheena, or the Toms?
Oh, it'd be the Toms because it's like the bigger train wreck.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's the only reason you watch these shows. I don't really care about them making sandwiches.
Like, I don't like love Katie and Ariana. I just don't know if I want to watch an hour every week of them making emotionally intelligent decisions. You know?
Right.
It's just like, sorry, this is my boundary. It's totally fine if you don't want to do that.
Katie, I fully respect that boundary.
yeah, it's just totally same girl. You know, like okay, boring.
If you had to choose somebody to win it all for Traitors, who would it be?
Chanel Leon.
Win it all, or
Yeah.
who would you pick as a traitor?
Who would you pick as a traitor?
Yeah.
Because the traitor's the one that.
Well, like who would we have as traitors, and who do we think is going to win?
I think Dylan, Zac Efron's brother, is going to win.
Yeah.
You know, is it because no one wants to send home? Yeah, that no one's going to want to send home Dylan because A, he's hot, and B, he's brothers with Zach.
And he seems so nice.
Yeah.
Look at that smile.
And they're going to be like, "No, you're not one of us. You're like a
yeah.
normie. You're just
Yeah. You would never be a traitor.
yeah." I could see them keeping Dylan around.
I think Chanel is going to be a traitor, and successfully, because the reason that Phaedra was so good at it is the sound bites. And like Chanel Leon from Dubai Housewives, she has the sound bites.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't think Tom Sandoval will go that far.
I don't
No.
either.
First round.
Well, we know because he's posting stuff
Yeah.
already.
Yeah,
He's
true.
posting
He's
legal
gone.
documents.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the whole point of that show at first is to not stand out, and Tom does not know how to not stand out.
Yeah.
Like he does not know how to fly under the radar.
No. I kind of feel like Chriselle will be a traitor as well because I feel like she's
could-
really good at getting like emotional and people being like, "Oh no, it wasn't you." So I feel like she could go pretty far.
I think it's a great choice, but I also think it's almost an obvious choice for if I were in this cast. I don't know.
You go for Chriselle first.
I would think Chriselle is definitely a potential traitor. Like she would have a target on her back.
I wonder what Gabby will be.
Gabby could be a good traitor.
Yeah, she could be.
She's very bubbly, very friendly, but I think she could be a good liar.
This
I
is gonna
don't
be a good
even mean
season.
that as a criticism. We love Gabby.
This is gonna be a really good season.
I will
I'm
say
excited.
Leia said Carolyn is a good pick from Survivor because apparently she was really crazy, but like good TV.
Ooh,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah. So keep
Any
her
of
on your
these,
radar.
Zach, any of these people you recognize that you would ride for?
I recognize Tom.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I want that Lord to win.
Lord.
I love it.
show. I love that show.
I could see Wells being a traitor.
I could see Wells being a traitor. I could
You
also
know,
see. I feel
Nice guy Wells, the
That's his-
bartender. Oh, he's not a bad guy. I bet Wells is a traitor.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay.
I guess we'll see. I do love how they randomly just have like one like British monarch, like a British person of status.
Yeah,
Who's their Brit this season?
Ivar,
Ivar.
Ivar the Lord.
the Lord.
Lord Ivar.
Oh, Lord.
Then last season, the cute little one too. That was
Yeah, he was like part of Parliament.
Parliament or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he was adorable. So I'm excited for
He's
him.
like, are you a part of Parliament or are you on Lord of the Rings?
I called him a monarch. I don't know. I'm not the one to ask.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not royalty.
You know.
And then Sierra, who is scorned by West.
I was gonna say I feel like she might get voted off sooner because she has trust issues. So I feel like she'll be like closed off, and then people are like, "You're hiding
Oh,
something."
yeah.
And then
she's
Bravo
giving-
Nation will
yeah.
blame West for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is your favorite show to watch of these?
Of these ones
Yeah.
or of
Of reality TV in general?
I mean, I'm big on Southern Charm and Below Deck.
Oh.
But I like had to
okay.
cap myself because it's such a time suck.
It's a lot.
And then I'm like, there's so many of these
Yeah.
things. Like, how many housewives are there?
A million.
Literally.
Off the
Like,
top of my head, no.
A million.
yeah.
I watched them all.
Below Deck is a really popular franchise. I have yet to get into it.
It's
but
so good.
It has the biggest male audience on Bravo.
Because boats.
There you have it.
Yeah.
I like big
Yeah.
boats.
what is it about a Below Deck that you love so much?
I think it's kind of because it's encapsulated. It's like, 6 weeks or something. It's not strung on where it feels more authentic as opposed to like a Vanderpump Rules where this is their life. And it's literally their job being a reality star. So I don't know.
And
You
below-
see new love, people falling,
Aw.
boatmances.
Oh my
A
God.
boatman.
Yeah.
And that's where Captain Lee is on.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Lee. He's
He
no longer.
retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Real
I know
fan.
I know my Below Deck.
You're retired.
Now we're with Captain Sandy.
What is your wife's favorite?
I
You
don't
don't
know.
know.
She watches all of
All of
them.
it.
How can you pick a child?
It's true. No, it's true.
Before we get to Kaz and Perfect Match, Alec Baldwin and his wife, is it Hilaria?
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 Hilaria
hilarious.
Baldwin.
They are launching a new reality TV show on TLC.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
very excited about
not for
that.
me.
Why?
I'm not interested in it's John and Kate plus 8 part 2, right?
But
Like
it's-
a bunch of kids and
It's
then a
Alec
couple.
Baldwin. And do you know anything about his wife?
No, but I know Alec Baldwin like accidentally like killed someone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, isn't he in
That's all I
jail?
know.
Not great for Alec. For
yeah,
sure.
definitely not a great look for him.
But like certainly messy. Also, his wife is like
Has a fake accent,
has
right?
yes.
Yeah, so I know that.
It's the best. She's like from Boston, but every once in a while she talks like she's from Spain.
How do you say cucumber?
Yeah. She literally did that.
Yeah.
It was the best. I think it's going to be excellent television. How many kids do they have?
7.
Oh, jeez.
John and Kate plus 8.
All 7.
And I
of
think
their
another
kids.
one on the way. I feel like she's always pregnant.
Good for her.
I'm
Natalie is like, couldn't be me.
Shit. Yeah. How many kids do you have?
I have 2.
2. A boy and a girl?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like plenty.
Is the boy
I saw
the
my
oldest?
neighbors. No, he's younger. My daughter's 6.5.
Okay.
I saw my neighbors the other day who had their third, and I was walking by. I was like, that looks awful.
I don't envy you at
No.
all.
I don't know. You made a bad decision.
How
I
did
swear,
you-
all my friends who have more than 2 are like, I don't know what we did. I don't know why we did it. We
No.
should have worn a condom.
How do you
No.
how we have a 4-month-old daughter.
Oh, that's
And
cute.
we're planning 4.
Yeah.
4? I don't know. I mean, maybe.
How are you feeling? Do you remember at 4 months, like in terms of like growing your family? Like, were you like in the, oh, this is amazing, we should have more? Like, steer us in the right direction.
I think you definitely want 2
Yeah.
because now we've hit the phase like a year ago where they're best friends. So they
Oh.
just kind of fuck off
Ew.
and go play with each other. All our friends who have one on the weekend, they're like, oh my God, I had to entertain him all weekend. Like there's nothing else. And like there's only so much TV and blah, blah, blah. So you want to have more than one. If you can afford it, have more.
Okay.
You know?
If you have a big enough car.
Yeah. I mean, think
Yes.
about that. I don't know how people fit 3 car seats in a car.
It seems like a lot.
Yeah. So,
does.
you know, I'm all about practicality.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Okay, you're not outnumbered.
yeah, you don't want to be outnumbered.
Yeah.
You don't want to play zone.
No, zone defense sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite? Are you glad you went girl boy?
Yes, I am. I think,
Not that you had a choice.
I didn't have a choice.
Um,
I feel like it's good for a dude to have a woman who kind of checks him and
Okay.
teaches him how to treat a woman. Wait, what was the other question?
which one's your favorite?
Oh, we always say that Zeppelin's our favorite and Revel's the best.
Oh my god, which fun names.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a good time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, stealing that.
One's your favorite, one's the best.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm curious how that works for them when they can comprehend
yeah.
that.
Like, wait a second.
So like, wait, I'm the best or I'm the favorite? I don't. Which one?
Yeah.
Interpret it how you
better?
like.
Right. Well, I think Kaz is here now.
All right, Kaz is here. Well, bring up Kaz. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch of your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million order stage? Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soaps or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify's magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify also powers 10% of all e-commerce platforms in the U.S., and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Also, it is what we use here at the Viall Files. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your access every step of the way. It's super easy to use. They also have an incredible app feature that you can operate your entire business from your phone with Shopify. Can't say enough of great things about it, because business that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/VIALL, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/VIALL now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. That's shopify.com/VIALL, all lowercase.
We talk nonstop about how much we're obsessed with not only our bed, but our bed sheets.
It's incredible, and they're all Brooklyn, and we've been Brooklyn in
For years.
For
For
I don't
so
know.
long.
Since this show started. Before the show started.
We have so many sets, and I even put them on our wedding registry because I was like, no, you can never have enough. It's so good. They come out with the prettiest colors, designs, sets, anything that you could imagine. We have the Luxe Sateen. That is our favorite. They also have silk pillowcases, protect your skin, protect your hair. They also have amazing towels.
They do.
They're heavyweight, yet they still dry fast.
They also have great loungewear. Everything Brooklyn does is soft, comfortable, affordable, and has a great selection. So you can't go wrong. So let the lightweight essentials necessary to upgrade your space for the summer from Brooklyn, and visit in-store or online at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, and use code VIALL for $20 off your order of $100 or more. All right, Live 360.
Life 360, guys, is a game changer. For me, my parents are divorced, so we have 2 separate houses. And on Life 360, what I love about it is I can have different houses. So basically,
Okay.
like, if I need to know where my sister's at what house, I can see when she's driving from house A to house B, how fast she's driving, when she gets there. I can see, like, the phone percentage, like, battery percentage of people's phones in the house. Really helpful.
So it's really good for people with children who may be
Yeah.
like teenagers who are just
Mhm.
starting to drive. You can just like make sure you're, peace of
Driving
mind.
Peace of mind, right? Make sure they're
Speed
driving
limit.
safely, the speed limit,
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's nice to stay connected without constantly bugging. Custom alerts let you give your kids the freedom they crave without compromising trust and communication. A lifeline during emergencies, set up free crash detection that sends you an alert if someone in your circle is in an accident, know exactly where your kids are if they need help, or use the SOS button for 24/7 emergency dispatch response.
Live 360 has your family's back when they're on the road with Track Your Stuff with Tile, or use Tile to find your phone even if it's on silent. Stay connected with those who matter most with Life 360. Visit life360.com or download the app today and use code VIALL to get 1 month of the gold package for free, plus 15% off all tiles. That's life360.com, code VIALL. Well, welcome to the show, Kaz. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Where are you calling from?
I'm from London.
You're
Yeah.
in London right now?
Yes, yeah, a bit of sunshine that never actually happens. Oh, let's see, it's gone. A bit bipolar over here. I've got the LA t-shirt to try and keep the weather, but it's not happening.
You're repping the brand. It was nice to
That's
meet
it.
you last week, by the way. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to meet Kaz at the Netflix. What was it? The summer, it was basically
Yes.
all the reality TV stars of Netflix.
Yeah, it's like basically everyone from different realities. You know, you got Love is Blind, Love on the Spectrum, all of them that have just come together, and it was just one big party.
So it's basically
Yeah,
a
it's
perfect
wicked.
match in person
Yeah,
at a party.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by
With
the way,
no microphone.
yeah.
I know this is an interview with Kaz, but like I met Kelsey from
Chelsea.
Is it Chelsea or Kelsey?
Chelsea.
Fuck, what's it? Too many Kelsey. Chelsea?
Yes.
Chelsea.
You were so close. You
I
were so
met
close.
Chelsea from Love is Blind, and I'm here to say I think everyone owes Chelsea a huge apology.
Including you.
Including
Yeah,
me,
you specifically.
especially me. Anyone, Chelsea in person, first of all, delightful. Just a real peach. Very nice, very charming. And her eyes absolutely look like Megan Fox. In person,
Yeah.
she absolutely does. I can see it. My point is that every guy who's ever tried to hook up with her, especially when they were drunk, absolutely told her she looked like Megan Fox. 100%. She's had so many guys tell her that she looks like Megan Fox that if you made fun of Chelsea and you've ever admitted to looking like a celebrity that you were less attractive then you owe her an apology. So we all owe Chelsea.
Chelsea.
We all owe Chelsea an apology. Anyways, did you meet Chelsea at the party?
I didn't actually get to meet her. No, I was still looking out for Megan, but I didn't see her. It was a brief encounter. I said hello as she kind of passed by, and it was
You
it was
thought
one of those
Megan
sort
Fox.
of interactions.
Yeah.
I think I was a little bit drunk at that time, so I didn't know who was coming and going. I think I saw MG Kelly as well, or MGK, whatever you call it. He was in there, but yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely to meet everyone and actually see them in person, get to know their actual characters and personalities.
Kaz, what was when you signed up for Perfect Match, what did you think it was all about, and what were your expectations of what you thought you were getting into?
Right, so I actually binge watched the first season, so I already knew going into this what it was going to be like. I didn't have a plan, so to speak, but I kind of just had my sort of strategy just to make it to the end.
What was that your goal to be like? How do you determine whether you want to win, or did you want to fall in love, or did you just want to win? What was your goal coming in?
My goal was, it's always open mind, so it's like just whatever happens. I didn't know who was going to be in the house, so I guessed in a way of who might be in there, but at the same time I was just like, right, let's just go in open minded, see who's in there, see who I can have a better connection with, who I can banter with. And my main thought was just have fun with the boys, because
yes,
that's like, for me, is like a massive thing, because you want to get on with everyone. And once you've built up a friendship in there, then you can just sort of be yourself and be goofy. And, boys do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Of the men early on, between you, Harry, and it's Steven, that's already a fuckboy name. It's
His parents set him up for failure.
right? It's just like, you're gonna be a fuckboy. Yeah. Which of you three is the most boyfriend material?
You know what? It's definitely got to be Steven. Even though his name sounds like fuckboy, but he 100%, the way he was making Alara, breakfast, made her like a nice little dinner date. It's something that only a boyfriend of that caliber would do.
You
And
would never.
He smashed it.
You're
Yeah,
saying
not me. I would.
Fuck that. Make your own breakfast. I don't get that shit.
Are you a self-identified? Are you more boyfriend material, or are you kind of in your fuckboy era?
No, I'm definitely boyfriend material, 100%.
Today?
Yeah,
Like,
I can.
What were you yesterday?
I can
It started up being
I
like,
can
hey,
be
I'm
in
here
the
for the
fuckboy.
boys.
Yeah. I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
What are your top 3 boyfriend material qualities?
Okay, so it's always being caring,
Okay.
100%. So that's always just caring. Chivalry as well, and then I can cook. So
you will make
throw
breakfast.
So you know what? Okay, so I did actually make breakfast in the house, and it's just Micah didn't really eat it, so I kind of stopped doing it.
Why
made myself breakfast.
Why didn't they eat it? Was it not good?
No, I set myself up.
You're
there.
like, I can cook, but no one ate any of the food that I cooked. I don't know why.
No, I guarantee my food is lovely. Top 10, honestly.
Okay.
She just does not eat. Like, she doesn't really eat breakfast and stuff. So it was like, she had like 2 bites and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, Micah had 2 bites and that was it. And I was like, well, I'm not cooking you breakfast again. That was a waste.
Classic boyfriend move right there.
Yeah.
Fuck this, you know.
He just didn't want to be wasteful.
Right. He cares about, he is caring. He didn't want to be wasteful.
It's like an ozone, like a greenhouse, like an environment thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Waste not, want not. Yeah. Kaz, can you explain to us and the audience how you can have 2 different types of women that look entirely different from one another?
No, easy. I can easily explain that. Right. So you know what people say? All right, you got 2 types of, like, they'll be like, I like blondes, and then they're like, I like brunettes. But it's just the hair color. That's it. Girls change their hair. They get pink, silver, like, you know what I mean? So but it depends on their features. Like, if you've got beautiful eyes that stand out and pop, and you've got a nice smile, you've got like nice teeth, nice lips, and obviously like a decent shaped body as well, then you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you've got on top of your head. And you could be
I definitely acknowledge that women will change their hair color. But I am curious,
exactly.
Between Micah and Holly, what is your type that they share?
Oh, so right. So Ollie and Micah, they both got lovely smiles. They've got lovely eyes.
He's like, they both have
they both have eyes.
They had really nice style.
They both have eyes.
Thank
God.
God.
They both got eyes. They both got a lovely smile.
They both have hands. They have feet.
Thank God for your British accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing I get away with.
Truly. You do.
Do you, how old are you, Kaz?
I'm 33.
You're 33?
Yeah.
What,
I look young. I know.
You do. You're a gorgeous man. I can confirm. I've seen it in person. He's stunning. It's quite jaw-dropping.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm blushing.
How do you, with a man of your immense, you know what they say, like with great power comes great responsibility. So how is a man like you, who is as good looking, has his sexy British voice, how do you go about making sure that you don't abuse your power as a guy who can just get women to crumble by just simply speaking and saying sweet nothings and saying, I like your eye?
I like it.
Just the one.
Just the left one.
It's the left one, yeah.
And then they eat it up. How do you go about making sure you don't lead anyone on?
You know what? I cannot answer that question because I end up falling into the same trap consistently. As soon as I say something, as soon as I talk, as soon as I act like a certain, I'm not even act a certain way, but as soon as I just be myself around people, they kind of get drawn into that. And I don't tend to notice when people do like me until they genuinely do say, I fancy you. Then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
No, you're just like,
yeah. Then the damage is done, basically. The damage is already done. So I've made the mistake so many times, so I can't even answer that question.
Okay.
Maybe you can. Maybe you could help me there.
What is your read on Harry? Obviously, Harry came into the show with like a pretty big reputation, especially when it comes to his past relationships. His reputation seems to precede himself, and am I saying that right?
His reputation precedes himself, yeah.
What did you think of him? Do you think he's misunderstood? Do you think he's a bit of a fuckboy? What's your read on him? Do you think his reputation is undeserving? How would you say, as someone who got along with the boys, would you vouch for it? Would you let Harry Jowsey date your sister?
Oh, yeah. When it comes to family, that's a no.
That's a
no. A no go. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll straight up say that Harry is a lovely guy. I think I didn't really know much about Harry. Only until I, sort of I've heard of him from Too Hot to Handle. When I first met him, I thought, yeah, he's definitely like a sort of what we call an Essex boy. He's like one of the lads in that sense. Like if you can imagine him being a sort of, working in construction, a Sparky or something like that. He's just got that characteristic that he'll get on well with anyone. In terms of with girls, I think, yeah, you kind of throw a bit of eye candy his way. He might tend to sway a little bit. He does the chameleon thing. One eye's that way, one eye's over there. But yeah, I think he definitely is sort of misunderstood. I think he does try to be the person that he can be. And I think he's building towards that. It's just going to take growth because he's still young technically as well.
How old is Harry Jowsey?
I think is he like 26? 27. I want to say
27. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. I was close.
All right. Any other questions? What else?
Yeah.
I have a question. Did Steven influence how you felt about Micah? And what do you think about him calling her a fun sponge?
You don't have a great poker face.
I don't. I'm terrible. I can't play poker at all. I give everything away. My reactions are all like that. No, so we had this conversation, right? I don't know how much I can say, obviously, behind the scenes of what happens, but basically, yeah, he saw the way that I am, how bubbly and everything that I can be. And then when he saw me with Micah, he said she almost like sucked the life out of me, and not in a good way. So I don't know how you'd like to take that. In terms of her being called a fun sponge, I saw a different side to her than what he did. So I couldn't really say to him, oh, it's going to be banter. That's the way I took it anyway. I took it as banter. I said, look, leave that aside. We have our own banter behind closed doors. Me and her get on. We have our own sort of banter together. It's just she's not the same in the whole situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What were some of the things that really drew you to Micah? What are your top 3 characteristics?
So she's got like she's upfront, first of all, which is what I like. So someone that's obviously direct. She knows what she wants. She's quite weird and quirky in her own little way, which is quite nice because I like that as well. I'm quite weird, which you probably won't see on there, but I am quite different. And I mean, she's a beautiful girl, as well.
How was the
not bad to look at.
How was the kissing competition? Were you a fan of that, or were you a little bit more like Xanti, who was like, I'm not gonna kiss everyone? Or were you like, fuck yeah, I get to kiss 5 women?
Oh yeah, I was 100% up for kissing 5 girls. Like, I think my most was about 3 in one night. So that just topped it all, and it was a different experience because you're blindfolded, and I was listening to Burna Boy as well on the headphones.
Oh, they had music playing.
So they had music playing, so you couldn't hear anything. Obviously, you couldn't see anything. And the kiss that I had with Xanti, I was hoping that they didn't play that because I was like trying to find her, and I couldn't. So it was I was like, oh, please don't show that on
screen. That makes a lot of sense now watching it back because there was a lot of you kind of slowly going in, almost like as if they were trying to like have foreplay and you didn't understand why. It's just like, but it makes sense. They were trying to do that rather than like lick around.
It was like he was trying to find, exactly. But you had to,
How much of their physical?
You had to go with your face.
Like because you could touch them. So like, how much of that did you use to your advantage?
Yeah. Did you ever know who you were kissing?
So no, it was very difficult to tell. I mean, you kind of guessed what they were wearing, but then by the time you wait around for about an hour, so you kind of almost forget you're separated from each other. and you kind of almost just think to yourself, oh, I'm like, what was she wearing? How am I meant to suss out what, if I feel it? I don't know. Everyone was wearing something skimpy. Everything I touched was just skin. So when I went in for a kiss, and they told you not to put your hands up high, so you couldn't feel the head or hair. Even though I think I saw Harry doing that in his kiss, but they were just like, yeah, keep your hands below, you know, the waist and everything like that. And I mean, I just went with passion, and I tried to suss out who was the best, and luckily I got Michael. So
yeah, I don't. How do you think that you would do in a kissing competition?
Could you did you recognize any of them by smell? Because I would. No, but because I would feel like they would have like everyone has a smell.
Yeah.
Like everyone has a smell, or certainly the person you've already kissed before. There's a taste.
Somebody said that somebody had bad breath, and that one I was like, that's devastating.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did give us all mint, so someone must have turned that down.
Oh.
Who was it?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
Take the mint.
Halitosis is a real thing.
Take the mint.
Yeah.
Don't turn down the
Take
mint
the
before
mint.
the kissing competition.
Or get in between the teeth. Yeah, the smell. Obviously, when you're blindfolded and you can't hear anything, so I feel like you do get the enhanced smell, but all you can smell was just the sea. So that just overpowered any sort of scent coming in.
You've been quite confident in your ability to make every woman you have been with squirt, I think was what you said.
Yeah.
It was 90%?
He's like, yes, absolutely. That is
it was
me.
a high.
Yes, I did.
It was
say
it was a high record. Yeah.
a high record. Do you think that is your ability or their ability? I feel like some women are able to.
Isn't that just peeing?
No.
So there's.
No,
I don't know what the
it's
actual
not a loose bladder.
thing is. Yeah.
It's not a weak pelvic floor.
You're just pushing on her bladder and just.
Oh, it looks like you
It's
forgot to pee there.
Oh my God.
Sorry, next time maybe go to the restroom before.
Yeah.
So Nick has a 0 percentile.
That's it. I just asked him a question. Just said, "Do you need to go to the toilet beforehand?" He's like, "Yes, wait there."
You're like, no, you cannot pee
No,
beforehand.
you cannot.
I have a
Hold
record
it.
that I have to uphold.
Here, quick, drink this.
That's awful. That's terrible.
No, that's the technique.
But do you think that like, I don't know, I feel like if Nick would have told me like beforehand, like, by the way, I've made every woman squirt, I would be like, ooh, okay, like, I guess. Do you feel like that was like a good quality to let the women know about you?
I mean, to carry on from the lap dance, I thought it was only fair to kind of stick with that sort of tone.
Yeah.
You know, the lap dance set the level, and then I just was like, right, we're just going to go sexual off the bat. Let's just see what happens.
You were quite good at the lap dance. Do you have that in your past? Are you
Are you
a dancer?
trained?
Yeah.
I mean, no, just in the bedroom. That's it.
Yeah.
It's all in the
It's
hip.
the hips thing.
It's all in the hip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hips don't lie.
You say
For
about
sure.
the motion in the ocean, you just got to roll. Roll with it.
What's on your sex playlist?
Oh God, there's a variety of different songs. It depends on how you want to go. If you want to go like with the slow jams, then you kind of get that. Or if you got gonna ease into it, a bit of Genuine Pony classic
Okay, for
as
sure.
well.
Yeah.
You got Sexual Chocolate.
Let's do it.
That's another one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's on my list too.
The
Yes,
fuck? Is the playlist something that like is that typical in the do you have a playlist, Zach?
I don't, but my buddy sent me one called Boner Jams.
I was just
When I was in high school,
all those songs were on it.
when I was in high school, you know Marcos.
I do.
Yeah, he called it his Instamoist playlist.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Gross. I'm not friends with him anymore.
It's your best friend. He was definitely he was a groomsman. So
he kept the playlist.
All right.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Shoot.
In episode 3, we see Harry break up with Elise to go for Jess. How do you feel about how he broke that off? And what would you have done differently?
Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, first of all, I would not have come in jumping and skipping as much as he did. He had a grin from ear to ear, and that just didn't set the tone. I would have just came in, sort of monotone. I mean, I haven't got a great poker face, as you know already. So I would have tried to keep my levels down. Just walked in. I would have had to speak to Elise straight away and just tell her exactly what had happened, which is what I did do when I went on to my date with with Holly. Sorry, not Michael. And I came in and I literally told Micah straight away, and I said to her what happened, what we done. Yeah, so I think I would have handled it definitely a lot differently, and I wouldn't have given her my Rolex to wear.
Yeah.
As a claim of territory. That was just the wrong thing to do.
It's kind of an ick.
Yeah, I would probably would have been like, you can keep that. I don't need to wear your watch. I can't even tell time. What, digital? I don't know what that says.
No, it was.
I'm sorry, I have a phone. Yeah, and it's.
What about him laughing and saying, "All right, let's wrap it up. And if you love someone, you should let him go."
It was brutal.
That's just typical Harry.
Oh, it's
That's
typical
it.
Harry. Oh,
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's the way he comes across, the way his banter is, and he handles things a lot differently, and he does. As I said, he's still young. He's still got a bit to learn. So he is learning that, and he's doing that. Obviously, he's got his own things that he's doing, and yeah, he's definitely. It's been a year, near enough a year since then. So now when I see him and I speak to him, it's a different sort of Harry from back then.
Is he now dating
and you can
to
kind of
marry?
tell that.
yeah,
Oh, 100%. 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
So wait, you're gonna go on public record and you're vouching for Harry
Vouching?
Jowsey.
Vouching. Vouching.
Vouching. Vouching.
Vouching.
Vouching.
Vouching.
Vouch.
Vouching.
Do you believe in Harry?
I have faith in Harry. I have faith in Harry.
If
I
your life
do. I
depended
feel like
on it.
he's. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll take that back. I'll take it back. If my life depended on it, but no.
If it's already been a year, I mean, he was dating to marry
Yeah.
a year ago, and he still has not been married yet.
Well, that's okay. He can still be looking, but I guess the question is he at risk of still leading people on? Does he have one of those, wow, how'd you refer to the wandering eye, the head on a swivel, easily
I mean,
distracted?
Call them a chameleon.
Chameleon.
he needs to go to like a tribe somewhere deep in the forest, like the Amazon forest or Africa, and just find someone that doesn't even have a TV.
Oh.
It-
Yeah.
And that way they'll be able to meet him and see him for him, and then they can, you know what I mean? They'll make their own opinions from there.
Okay.
That's your piece of advice, Harry. Ever listen?
Middle of the jungle.
Are you dating to marry?
Ooh, well, that is a very
You're
good
33.
question.
You're kind of old.
Would you set someone up with, would you set up like, what's the question?
Sorry.
that one hurt.
Sorry.
I'm
It's
still
okay. I'm
bleeding out there.
33 too. I felt it too.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 25 with a child and married. Found my husband at 21.
Flex.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, flexing.
It's all right. I waited till I was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
There's still hope. For
I'm
you
not
guys.
alone.
Yeah,
There's
no.
still hope. Yeah,
Not alone.
you just gotta find the right one. So got to
True.
break through all the the rotten apples, as they say.
I know you can't speak to everything that happened at the end, but do you have a big regret from how you conducted yourself this season that you would have changed? Anything?
Yes.
Is that something
So
you can answer?
I may have gone for the wrong person. I'll say that, and that's it.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And you're referring to Micah when you
No.
say that.
He's not gonna
Holly.
say. There's
How-
Right. So basically, another thing I want to add on, skip past that,
Okay.
is the way of communication. They do kind of give you a little bit to drink in there. So, the boys, we all get carried away. We all like take shots here and there, tequila. And it may have like sparked a couple of arguments in different ways. And I could have handled a certain situation better
Okay.
and communicated better
Okay. All right.
as well. Yeah.
All right.
That's all you can ask
That's all you
for.
can ask for,
We've all
growth.
been there.
Yeah.
Huh.
All
Growth.
right.
Growth.
Any final questions for Kaz? Oh, I think
I
Leia's
have-
got one more. She's
I
got
have
some
one
tough
last
Yeah.
question. This one's a little easier. If you, based on looks alone, if you were coming in and all the women were there, who would you have picked based on just your type?
Oh,
And please describe that type, since we're a little confused on what your type is.
see, if I answer this, it will probably give it away. So I'm just gonna have to hold this one in for now, and then maybe send you a message about it later.
All right, I'll leave you my number.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I am pregnant,
And
but if
that's
you can
the-
look
and
past that. I am married.
Game
Which,
done. Yeah.
if you just close
I
your
mean,
eyes,
that hasn't-
I'm like, hands
Yeah.
only on the head this time. I know you,
That-
that wasn't the rules before.
I mean, from behind is a good position as well.
Oh, yes, of course.
Is what
Yeah.
would be your favorite sex position?
Oh, see, I love missionary, right? Because the good position that you can get the girl into is with their legs up here
Yes.
and their knees are basically pressed against their ears, and you're just pushing in deep, and you're just going like, you could do that
Yeah, for
motion,
sure. Yeah.
you could do side to side. Honestly, every time.
Nick,
Are you
Nick-
just melting in the
Nick,
chair?
no, Nick is like, yes, I do that. Yes. Like, okay, maybe take some notes, motherfucker. He's like, the legs up here. Nick's like,
Sure. Yeah, okay. I think I've done that once.
Nick's like, I think if your legs are really, really far back, maybe
Is this how the
Or-
squirting happens? Or
the peeing, how does that?
yeah,
Yeah.
when's the peeing start?
That's it.
What is your
That's when you
optimal
end up.
squirt position?
No.
Yeah.
You know what? So if I was fit, it'd be you could do it with fingers. All right, fingers is the easiest way, and that is
Oh my God.
like that.
Oh
Two,
my
sorry,
For anyone
I'm
listening,
going
he's
right.
giving you a visual tutorial.
Yeah, I'm giving a visual tutorial. It's the two middle fingers;
Uh-huh.
those are the ones, and you lift up,
Yes.
and it kind of you go like that. You just
Nick, yes.
you flick the hand back and forth. You flick the hand back and forth.
He's like, was that the left hand or
As
the
well.
right hand?
I'm right.
You do your prominent hand.
That's it. That's it. Get yourself a wheelchair.
Kaz, it's been a lot of fun talking with you, man. I really appreciate you
And
taking
you,
the
and
time,
you.
man. Best of luck on the rest of the season. We've been enjoying watching you. It was great to meet you in person. Look forward
Yes.
to watching your antics unfold on this season of Perfect Match, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me.
Take care.
Thank
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Helix Sleep. Oh my God, just thinking about it makes me feel more safe, comfortable, and just, well, a little sleepy. You know how much we love our Helix mattresses, so much so that we now make sure that we have them all over at the lake. Didn't at first, and we're like, screw this, we're not coming back to the lake until we have a Helix mattress. Well, we do now, and we are better for it. What more can we say? Truly, Helix mattresses should be the only mattress you ever sleep on. They should have a monopoly.
We constantly think about it. Anytime we are away, staying in a hotel, staying at families' houses, we nonstop think about our Helix mattress at home. We have the Moonlight mattress, but they have so many others. They have the Helix Plus for big and tall sleepers. They have Helix Kids mattresses designed for growing bodies and endorsed by child sleep experts. Don't want to take our word for it. Helix has been awarded the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. It is even recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving your sleep.
And listen, I mean, again, you're going to love your Helix mattress, but if you don't want to take our word for it, don't worry. You can sleep on it for a 100-night trial. If you don't love it, you can send it back. Also, all their mattresses come with a 10 to 15-year warranty, depending on the mattress. So you are covered every which way. There is absolutely no reason not to try a Helix mattress today, especially if you are in the mattress market. Get yourself some better sleep with Helix. Helix is offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Just go to helixsleep.com/VIALL. That's helixsleep.com/VIALL. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Washing your hair is important, and finding the perfect shampoo and conditioner combo that works for your hair type can be a frustrating experience. Well, Way is here to fix that problem. I have used Way for so long now. I use a ton of their products. They make really, really great stuff. Their shampoo and conditioner
I washed my hair this morning with Whey.
Oh.
If you care to know.
Something I love, one of Whey's products that I love is their detox shampoo. And it's really good for if you've been using a lot of like dry shampoo or products in your hair, or you haven't washed your hair in a couple of days and you just really want to get all of that stuff out of your hair. The detox works so good. I also really love their leave-in conditioner. I use it even if I use their conditioner in my hair. I still get out of the shower and spray it in. It smells absolutely so delicious. They have so many amazing products for all hair types. And if you're not sure what your hair type is, you can take the hair quiz to find out. Stock up and save on your favorites with a 32-ounce shampoo and conditioner refill pouches.
Wash your way to healthier hair with shampoos and conditioners made just for you. Go to theway.com. That's TheOuai.com and enter promo code VIALL for 15% off any product. That's theway.com. Promo code VIALL.
There's a lot of decisions you have to make when you have a baby, and the one that I feel the most comfortable and safe making is using Huggies for our daughter, River. I always tell Nick that when River's crying, she's trying to tell us something, and that's the case with most babies. They express it through cries, and so we've turned to Huggies. The new Huggies Skin Essentials are here. A brand new dermatologist-approved line of diapers, wipes, and pull-ups training pants that are all designed with baby's sensitive skin in mind.
Their wipes are so thick and pH balanced to help maintain healthy skin. Their wipes have zero harsh ingredients for a great, gentle clean.
The Skin Essential Diapers features the Skin Protect Liner, which is what helps take care of the ick and stick that can cause rash. They have this liner built in their diapers.
The whole diaper helps protect against the top 2 causes of rash by managing moisture and running mess. The liner gives you the barrier to help absorb moisture and lock away runny mess from baby skin. Pull-Up Skin Essentials has your big kid covered too with a training pant that is ultra soft and breathable to help protect sensitive skin through potty training. Learn more at Huggies.com.
Once again, head to Huggies.com to learn more.
I'm just like, all right, and you can write that down.
Tonight should be interesting. Natalie's like, what are you doing?
He said legs up here. Up.
Now cover my ears.
Not your thumb. What the heck is your thumb doing? Oh my gosh.
No, it is so crazy the difference in like expectations of these audiences from universe to universe. You just have like Harry coming on the show being like, yeah, like I cheated on, what was it? Him and Georgia. It's like she cheated on me with.
No, she cheated on him
it's
with
so confusing.
Harry.
Yeah.
She cheated on Dom with Harry.
And Harry shows up. That's his entry into the show, just laughing about it.
Well, Harry brought Dom on and then was like dapping up,
Best
like,
friends.
what's up, man? And I'm like, but shouldn't you want to kill each other?
And then going on the date and being like, I've had sex with everyone in Netflix reality world, so we'll see who this is.
Well, they do STD test, I imagine, so it's probably just like a great way of just making sure you have safe sex.
Yeah, that's one way to put
Yeah,
it.
it's like a film set during COVID. Everyone got tested all the time, so it was like, cool, I can hang out with these people and not
Might as
catch it.
well. Might as well.
It is remarkable to me just the lack of giving a fuck on this cast of the Netflix. It's a free for all, but I honestly think it is the most honest cast in terms of how they think and feel about dating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you go from Bravo to Bachelor, you get a bunch of disingenuous people pretending
To be like the perfect package. And then it's like these people are like, I like toxic relationships. I'm excited about this. He yells at me, but I'm kind of turned on. And you're like, no,
if I
run.
don't hear the word bad boy one more time, be like, but is he a bad boy? I like bad boys. Like, I think I'm into bad boys.
No,
like,
God, you're trouble.
oh yes,
You're trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble. It's like, okay,
You have options.
Yeah.
okay. Do you want to get in trouble? I'm
But, like, am I gonna get in trouble with you?
confused.
No.
Okay.
It is alarming on Perfect Match that as soon as you match, you have a night alone with them.
Yeah.
That is scary. Like, I feel like for Dominique switching from Brighton to Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have switched just out of like, I've already stayed a couple nights with Brighton. Like, I don't want to sleep with a new man tonight. I am scared. I am comfortable sleeping with Brighton. So I'm not going to unmatch with him and match with someone else. strictly out of I don't want to sleep in bed with a stranger, a
Yeah.
new man.
I also don't like the fact that there's no take backsies. It's if they did go, they're sorry, the other person's already left the show. So you can't really you're stuck with who you matched with.
So you have to leave the compound if you're not matched,
Yeah, that's
basically?
all it is. There's no single people in the villa. And that's why I'm if you regret your decision, too bad.
Hmm.
And that's
They
typically
can
not
come
how
back, though, I think.
I mean, I'm 3 episodes in and I have
They
not seen-
reintroduce new people, yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
Yeah.
where you see Elise and Chris, where they're just matched up to survive. They're friends.
Gotcha. Okay, they will come back.
Okay.
Brighton did say you'll see me again or something. So
Summerhouse reunion. Did you enjoy this season?
I don't get these people ever. I don't even understand who they are in the world, what they
What they're
do.
doing.
What are you doing?
what businesses are you running?
I
What's
know,
happening?
I don't get it, but it's they're train wrecks. It's fun.
It's Lindsay versus Carl, West versus Sierra.
Mhm.
Which ones
Mhm.
do we want to start with?
Lindsay and Carl?
Lindsay and Carl.
Lindsay and Carl?
I think we can all agree that he definitely intended on ending the engagement walking into that conversation.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand with Carl. There are 2 times this reunion that it's just like when Andy started it off by saying, can we all agree that we're happy you broke up? Like
Mhm.
everyone, including Lindsay now, is just like, yeah, we made the right choice. But Carl wants credit. It's like he wants a thank you from Lindsay.
Yeah.
He wants the appreciation for ending the relationship we all need to end, but he's not willing to admit to anything he did. It's like he wants credit for breaking up with Lindsay, but he doesn't want to be accused for planning on breaking up with Lindsay.
Yeah.
It's like, which one is it? Did you want to break up with her and intend to break up with her?
Or were you being a martyr?
Yeah. It's like he wants the credit, but doesn't want to be blamed for it at the same time. And you can't really have both at the same time.
Well, that's just not how breakups work. I'm it's always premeditated. I don't think you typically are you know what? Fuck this, I'm out, just in the moment. It's nope, there's a buildup.
Yeah.
You have these thoughts. You've probably consulted with other people, being should I? We watched him do it with his parents.
And
so-
Kyle.
And Kyle.
Yeah, so I don't know why he's dying on this hill of being like, hey, I never planned on it. It just kind of went that way. But also, you're welcome.
I called production, but I didn't say this is why.
Yeah.
No.
And then the other thing that he doesn't want to admit to was the thing that Lindsay came out, the whole Kyle wedding party.
Flower boy.
Flower boy. It's like he flat out accused Lindsay of it being her fault. Carl was like, Lindsay's the reason Carl's not a groomsman.
Kyle.
I did it because of Lindsay.
It depends, though, because then he admits he never had a conversation during the season. So he said,
no, but at the reunion,
Yeah.
he admitted to actually not having the conversation after Lindsay called him out for it.
it was a little confusing, though, how Lindsay explained it. Because Lindsay
Not
was
really.
Lindsay was like, it's a numbers thing. And then he was one of the numbers. So then it was a flower boy. And then Andy was like, so
But
it was.
Lindsay was explaining how they got to the decision, right?
Right.
And that was Lindsay giving Carl the benefit of the doubt, being like, motherfucker has a lot of friends. He's got a lot of friends from back home, so it's not like a personal thing against Carl. Just
Kyle.
legit. Kyle, sorry. Too many Ks. It's not a personal thing against Kyle.
Carl spelled with C.
Too many cuss.
Sounds the same.
Carl,
Okay.
Kyle, Chelsea, Kelsey, who cares?
Whatever. Truly, who gives a shit?
It's all spelled with K's.
But yeah, she's giving him the benefit of the doubt, right? And then explaining that at the end of the day, she was just pointing out that I was involved in the conversation because I'm his wife. That's what you do. You're planning a wedding together.
Mhm.
That makes sense. She's also pointing out that I never once influenced or said, I think you should have so-and-so. Or what about she didn't even go far as to say, but shouldn't you have your old school friends, shouldn't you do that? There was none of that,
But she did say, what are you going to do with the Summerhouse guys?
which is her actually doing more than Carl did, which is hey, don't forget about your Summerhouse friends.
Your
And
fake
then-
friends.
Your
Your
fake
fake
friends.
TV, your fake
Your
TV
paid
friends.
friends.
Whatever, but
Yeah,
Carl,
your paid friends.
he didn't back down, but he's like, but that's how I felt. So on the season of Summerhouse, he says, Lindsay made me do this. I did this for Lindsay, or some version of that. Not I felt this way. He wasn't like, I just have this feeling that my wife or my fiance wants me to do this, which is in 2 entirely different things. They're not even on the same planet.
Right.
And one is accusing your fiance of doing something she didn't do. And the other thing is you admitting that you felt a certain way, and without checking in with that person, you made a decision without checking in, and that's on you.
Yep.
And he sold one thing as something completely different, but even after getting called out for it at the reunion, he like doubled down, was like, well, that's how I felt, as if it's the same thing. And it is entirely different. We now know that when Carl thinks a certain way, that he's going to communicate it as
Reality.
a fact, like something that is a thing, which kind of completely makes me once again reevaluate the whole breakup. Like, no matter what, like, you have to be, well, is that what you feel, or is
Well,
that
don't
what
we do
happened?
that all the time in relationships though? It's like I felt like
Sure.
she was like mad at me and annoyed, so I like did this thing or whatever. But
yeah, but that would be different if you then went to a bunch of your friends and said, hey,
She told me
she
made me
did
do
this or said this, or I did this because she told me to do it. And
Right.
if you left out the part, well, she actually never said that. I just was
Right.
like,
I just
I was just like interpreting.
I just like anticipated her annoyance. And so I did it and then completely put it on, you know, like, I don't know. Could you imagine you like just assuming something and then like telling all your friends that your wife made you do it when she never actually said that? You're like, well, I just thought.
I mean, we know each other. I know what you're
Yeah.
thinking.
It's kind of crazy.
I will say it did feel like this whole season Carl's been on like a character assassination train of Lindsay, but he uses his "what's my feelings" as a way to validate all of his statements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, your feelings are valid. Sure. Yeah, we are entitled to our feelings, but they are our feelings,
Yeah. But that's his trump card. Like he's like, "What's my feelings?" So don't
Yeah.
question it.
which is
Well,
so
that's how I
annoying.
feel.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is so fucking annoying when you're fighting with someone or in a disagreement and they're like, well, that's how I feel.
Feelings aren't facts.
I do love to throw that one out every once in a while.
You do?
Well,
It's fucking annoying.
Okay, perfect. Well, it is
Hello.
my feelings. So
It is how I feel.
That is how I feel.
But it's like, no, I know they're your feelings, but like, I disagree with them. You know, like, he just says it as if like a matter of like, oh,
Oh, those are your feelings.
well, then I guess
You're right.
you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Team Lindsay, I guess, again,
Still.
I get where Carl's coming from. And yes, he made the sound choice of ending the relationship, but he did say a lot of things between the breakup and now that really painted Lindsay in a bad light. It is turning out to not be the most accurate.
Oh no.
I do think that her past in PR is used against her
Yes.
a lot. Like, I think that's like their way of blaming anything that happens in their world. It's like, well, it has to be Lindsay because she works in PR. Well, this had to have come from Lindsay because it's like the paparazzi. Well, she definitely called paparazzi on me because like she has these relationships and that's something that PR would
I will
do.
say I did clock her PR spin when they were talking about the wedding and like the photo or the friend at the restaurant where she posted a picture of the girls.
Uh-huh.
Or there was a lot of like accusations, but where she was like, well, I don't know if my friend said that.
Oh, about sabotaging Paige's
That's what
photo
it was.
shoot?
Yes.
shoot.
So I was like, that's a convenient answer.
But that was a weird conversation. Like,
It
I don't
was.
know. Carl went to Paige and said, I heard Lindsay on the phone with her friend that works at this restaurant that you were doing a photo shoot at and was what?
Coming up with ways to sabotage.
Which is
It's-
weird in general, yeah.
But it was a weird accusation, but I guess I was a little confused in terms of Lindsay's defense or lack thereof. But
I
kind of
didn't say it, but if my friend said it, I'm sorry it hurt your
Yeah,
feelings.
she's like, I don't know.
I'd be like,
What?
either I had the conversation or I didn't.
And also, what was the conversation? Because I'm confused. Can we talk about the conversation?
Right. Literally.
Can we bring it up? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. And the whole like Danielle sending like
The story.
I'm
So
sorry.
random.
100% if I were Lindsay, I would go to Paige on national television and be like, it wasn't me, it was fucking Danielle.
And they got mad at Lindsay, yeah.
Why is Lindsay supposed like that? That's what I don't understand. The whole cast was coming down on Lindsay for outing your friend. It was just like, well, I wouldn't out my friend like that. I wouldn't like sell out my friend like that. Meanwhile, the things that she's being accused of selling out her friend is to basically take the blame amongst the group on a nationwide scale for doing something that she didn't do. Like, yeah, well, why is a Lindsay supposed to take the bait?
I mean, I guess I still would have, like, I would have done what Lindsay did, where I'd been like, listen, it wasn't me who did that. And then Paige is like, well, who is it? She's like, it was Danielle. I would have said that. And then I would have gone to Danielle and been like, listen, bitch, I told Paige, sorry, but like, I'm not taking the fall for it anymore.
Mhm.
And then let them handle it. That, I think, where Lindsay did not go to Danielle and tell her that she ratted her out maybe was a fault. But I don't think Lindsay ratting her out was like
I think she had to.
Yeah.
The alternative was for Lindsay, to your point, having her entire cast once again thinking that she's the one going to Demois or whoever and like spilling tea. And maybe Lindsay's done that. And now she's supposed to what? Like let people think that she's guilty when their other co-star is the one who actually did it?
Like Danielle saying, well, it was a juicy story.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, and then she said, well, I didn't realize it was like that serious.
Well, as a
You made a
founder
pretty
and
penny of it.
CEO,
Right.
I
That was
care.
wild.
I care about people's feelings or whatever.
Just not my friends when I make her cry, but
But
you
as
know,
a founder and CEO,
it is my job.
What is her app?
It's a
Uh,
closet app, so it's like you can piece your like outfits together.
Doen? Don't.
Could not tell you.
I know it's like did you ever watch Clueless, the movie?
Mhm.
It's essentially like the computer
Yeah.
app that she's using in the beginning where it goes through your closet and organizes different outfits for you based off of the pieces that you own.
Quick
What
question.
ahead of its time.
Quick question.
Yeah, literally.
Clueless.
Do you, on her app, do you have to take a photo of every item in your closet?
Ooh,
Because
I-
if so, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I did not.
That feels like a lot of legwork.
Yeah.
How does it know what's in your closet? I feel like you have to go. That's a day's work.
That's a lot.
That's
Longer.
a couple days work.
And I have to pay for this app?
You have to pay for it.
I would assume so.
It's not free.
Nothing in this world is free.
Oh my
Is
God.
she a bottom feeder or cloud
okay.
chaser?
I just
Is bottom feeder an offensive word?
It's the more you say it, the more I hate it.
Yeah, nobody wants to be called that.
I mean,
Nobody
it's
wants
rough.
to be called a social climber either, but I'm like, at least
Bottom feeder implies that you don't have something going for yourself on your own.
Well, when you I think it's the lowest of lows to be a cast member on one of these shows and to be out with your friends and have to worry about your friends going to blogs and selling stories. Like, I think that's one of the lowest things you can do amongst this group of friends. Like, it's already a weird enough world to be a reality TV star and kind of like, you know, people treat you like, yeah, you're kind of a celebrity, but you're not. And they have this entitlement to feel like they're like entitled to everything about your life and to not feel like you can hang out in a safe space because the people you're having dinner with might go to like a blog.
But are
And-
you always this is what I don't understand about the psychology of these people. Like you're kind of always in a safe space because it's always being recorded. And everything in your whole life when you're not being recorded is on social media. So it's kind of like I don't understand why they lie.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you know they're
gonna
gonna
roll the
play the
tapes.
tape back.
It'll be in black and white.
Yeah, it's just
You know
like,
we're doing it.
what is wrong with you?
Well, I agree with that. I think they just kind of forget. I think, you know, every time you're in a fight with your partner and you know, even though it's now called gaslighting, and your friend and your partner's just like, "But you said," and you're like, "I didn't fucking say that." And I know I have said in an argument, I didn't say that. 100% certain I didn't say that.
Right.
And then she's like, "The fuck you didn't," you know?
Is she in the scenario?
You.
Okay, perfect.
Whoever though, but any fight you've ever had in any relationship, like you forget and people remember and you will argue about that. I think it's more that.
You think it's more of that?
I think it's just you kind of conveniently forgetting and, you know, just, you know, I also think these professional TV makers, these reality TV stars, what they're really good at is forgetting the cameras are there, you know, like kind of being in the moment and kind of like Paige said at the end of this episode that they live their lives around cameras, they
Not
don't
the other way
live their
around.
lives for the cameras.
Right.
And so they just do their thing. But even still, I think for them to sign up to be filmed by Bravo or whatever is not the same as them signing up for everyone to document their lives. And that doesn't mean that their lives, you know, it's not fair game, every conversation they ever had for someone to kind of infiltrate their group.
especially off-camera conversations.
Yeah.
It's like Lala constantly like bringing in off-camera situations. And then Sierra in this episode was saying how she was upset because Lindsay had posted like the girls going to dinner and supporting Lindsay through the breakup. And she was like, but because of whatever Lindsay captioned, it immediately made it as though the girls were solely just
So
like
what did-
on Lindsay's
What did
side.
she caption?
Girls rule, boys rule.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh,
I mean,
good one.
Do you
Burn.
Boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Girls go
but
to
do you
Mars.
fault Lindsay here? Like
forgot about
what did
that.
she do? She posted a picture with her castmates.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't fault her for it. I'm just like, I can also see Sierra's opinion being like, well, it's putting me, it's speaking for us when this should have been like a private moment.
Well, then don't go to dinner.
And
I'm
take
kind
a
of here with
photo.
Zach here. Don't go to dinner with your entire group of castmates, only the women, right after the breakup.
Mhm.
And I actually agree with Lindsay here. The rest of the cast is like, we're not, like they had this whole like, we're not that famous conversation. Like, why would paparazzi show up for us? Someone must have called the paparazzi because there's no other way they would have known. Like, the entire cast got together for dinner
Right.
in New York fucking City. People are going to notice. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You are that famous. So this whole like, oh my God, like, how could they have noticed us? Someone had to have called. We're not that famous. Like,
As they're refuting rumors from Dumas and
yeah,
the whole thing.
I don't think Lindsay had to have called the paparazzi for people to have noticed the entire cast getting together in Manhattan.
But I also don't think Lindsay's oblivious to the fact that her caption was insinuating that everybody at the table was like
A
Team
united
Lindsay.
front.
What do you
Yeah.
expect her to write in that moment?
Love the support from my girlies.
That's also giving.
That's
Is it?
also giving
Yes!
Thank you for attending my dinner. Cheers.
Also giving
Yeah,
supporting
what
her.
is
not
Lindsay supposed
Carl.
to be like? Hey, want to make it clear? Not everyone is on my side here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the women are Switzerland.
Yeah.
Some of them are team. What? Like honestly,
That's
like
a good point. Yeah.
what? Like yeah.
But I also think that it's valid for Sierra to be like, I can support you, but not co-opt a statement against Carl.
Then she should
She
have commented
Boys
that.
drool? Did it really say boys drool?
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
was she-
Girls rule.
That's
boys.
what all this drama is
Yes.
over? Well, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They all went to dinner with Lindsay. Then they all smiled for the photo. Then
A bunch of influencers who didn't think
yeah.
this would end up on the internet.
Then did they engage with the post? Did any of them like the post? Did
Yeah.
any of them comment on the post?
I'm sure they did.
Probably.
Yeah.
But none of them had an issue with it until the
internet's-
audience.
They're like, whoa, how, what do you like? Oh my God, I'm not supporting this bitch. Like, what the fuck, you know? Like,
Yeah,
like
but
they're-
you all did everything to get to that point, and
True.
now you have an issue with it.
yes. Do I think Lindsay has a PR background? Do I think she's strategic? And I'm sure she is. I'm sure she's been guilty of calling paparazzi. I'm sure she's been guilty of having like pulling the strings. But yeah, none of these accusations are all that strong, and it's hard for me to jump on board of this group of people getting mad at Lindsay for posting a picture right after Carl breaking off their engagement on camera, and then having support, actually getting support and not wanting to publicize it. And like, what she was supposed to get their permission? Like, these people were like, well, you signed an NDA. I don't what.
Hey, are y'all good with this caption around the table?
Are you guys? Is this neutral
okay
enough
with
for you?
everyone?
Like, are you?
How do we feel about this?
Are you? Yeah. Come on.
Honestly, at that table, they probably were like, "Cheers, girls rule, boys drool."
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
I
some
don't-
point, I feel like that was said.
It seems a bit ridiculous.
I don't know.
It does seem they're all united against Wes and like his perspective in this reunion, I will say.
Besides Jesse,
Yeah,
did have
sure.
his back.
Again, Wes is on Going Deeper this week. Most of the conversation is around his fuckboy behavior and his lack of emotional maturity. And I think West has some growing up to do. I think he is a bit of a fuckboy.
Does he acknowledge that?
Well, you'll have to listen.
Well, I guess I will.
You'll
Tune
have
in
to
on
listen.
Thursday with me.
So, but like West can be those things, and I think Sierra has no one to blame for her being upset other than Sierra.
Well, there are feelings.
There are,
They are her feelings.
they are, but I'm sure that was triggering for a lot of people who are listening. But if you disagree with me, I am just curious as to what changed. West came on the show and was just like, "Hey, man, I don't like relationships. I am afraid of them. I have commitment issues." He did seem to lie to Paige once when she asked him if he was sleeping with other girls. But throughout the season, he had mentioned, "I'm still talking to other women. I'm having a hard time giving up my roster." Everything he said was, "I'm a fuckboy. I'm a fuckboy. I don't like relationships.
I'm still texting other people.
I'm also texting other people every step of the way." At any point, did he say anything different? Like,
What-
so basically, the relationship conversation went something like this: Sierra, like, hey, I only have sex with committed relationship. Wes being like, I don't really get into relationships. I like to fuck. Sierra repeating herself, I'm very serious about like, I don't want to sleep with anyone. Wes being like, listen, I sleep around.
I think the issue is that they did sleep together, and he knows that that's how she was extremely.
No, I get it.
And so why have sex with her if you're not going to be committed to her? If that was her one
Right.
thing.
Bringing her home with the family.
Took her to a wedding, took her to meet your family.
No, I get it.
took her-
No, they did the classic
the
thing.
thing.
They did the boyfriend and girlfriend things.
And
I get it.
And he knows how she was moving that entire summer. He knows
No, I get
all
it.
the things she was cautious of, all the things she was, the boundaries, the guard. He knew all of it.
I
And
understand.
he's still, once cameras went down, he's like still pursuing it. And then he's like, well, it's just, and then I had
Is he
sex.
pursuing it or is she pursuing him or both? I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying Wes is without
She didn't
blame.
invite herself to his parents'
Okay,
house.
PR spin.
Or to his brothers in
Listen,
Chicago.
if you've ever been one of those annoying people, including us, who have been like, a boundary is something you set for yourself, not with other people, then I'm just here to say that Sierra's boundary being like, I don't have sex with people I'm not in serious committed relationships with, nothing about what Wes said changed.
No, but he confirmed that boundary, but then disrespected it by saying, okay, well, I'll sleep with you, acknowledging that if I'm sleeping with you, you want this to be something serious. Then he backtracked.
I'm just
that's
that's
where the
just
issue-
not how it works. When someone says,
But is it?
I only have sex in committed relationships, and then that same person says, do you want to have sex? Do you expect Wes to say, are you sure? Or is he
Right.
going to say, okay? He's just going to say, okay. He just is. I get it. Like West, I get it. The most mature, the emotional mature thing for Wes to do would for him to be, listen, Sierra, you're right. Are you sure? Because you've told me, you've communicated your boundary, which your boundary isn't to like sleep. But West has admitted he's not emotionally mature. So why are we expecting the emotionally immature guy to do the emotional mature thing?
I think that they went too hard on
I'm just
Wes.
like,
I mean, no.
I
that makes
I think
sense.
they went too hard on Wes, but I think Sierra is perfectly valid in feeling the way she did. Because I think she's going up against like this normative culture of like, you can hook up with everybody, but she's crying saying like, I'm just not that girl.
no, I
So
get it.
she made that very clear. And I think Wes was also very clear throughout the season, like, I don't want to do that. But then the second that I think to like Natalie's point that he slept with her, that's where he answered her question. Like he was giving her the confirmation of
That's
like, I'm
not-
here.
But like that is like
By sleeping with her?
That's a rookie
Well, like-
move.
Well, like taking her to the wedding, like everything. Like he gave her the girlfriend treatment, but also gave her like, this is what you wanted to basically show me that you're
Again,
serious.
West has admitted essentially to being a fuckboy, and that is a fuckboy move. And doing the boyfriend and girlfriend things, even when you're like, hey, listen, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm not saying West is without criticism. He's with it's not that it was what I'm confused by the audience and Sierra's reaction to acting surprised when West the whole time has been telling us who he is. And why are we acting like all of a sudden we thought West was one thing and now he's another?
Well, I'll tell you why. It's because he rooted it in, well, the Bravo Sphere audience is woman. All of this attention. So like he's rooting it in this like, he's kind of alluding to the fact that he's not used to like getting attention from women and he wants the ability to flirt with other women. But he got this attention because he's with Sierra. So I think that's where it's like the reunion, like,
I think West made the mistake of not. I think the honest answer is yes, he is new to this. And he got famous overnight. And he's a 28-year-old guy living in Manhattan. And he definitely didn't want to get into a committed relationship because he was getting all this attention. You know what's worse than being West? Being Tom Sandoval. Well, at the end of Sandoval season 10, we had this iconic scene of Sheena going to Tom Sandoval being like, he's like, what was I supposed to do? And Sheena goes, break up. You end the relationship. You just be honest. If you don't want to be in this relationship, you just end it. You don't lie and deceit and whatever. And like, so West, again, you can be mad that he's a fuckboy and doesn't want to get in a relationship, but he's essentially been honest the whole time.
Well, I mean, to your point too, I was like, Bravo audiences, like, I think our biggest thing is feeling like duped, feeling like we were lied to. Wes was shown in a very great light. Yes, you're saying like fuck boy, but like at the same time, the way that he's interacting with Sierra and whatnot, it gives you that idea that like she's different. He is actually pursuing her. And I'm like, the same thing to your point with Sandoval, why I think it blew up so big is because everybody believed that Tom Sandoval and Ariana were this like rock solid couple, then come to find out that he cheated with a close friend for 7 months, however much. It's like, oh, you've been lying to us the entire time and we were rooting for you.
Totally.
So now it's like, nope, it flips on its head and then we're like, you're the bad guy. So I think that's what kind of happened. Everyone's rooting for Sierra and West to actually make it we all think that Wes is just like this great goofy guy that like kind of fucks around, but like maybe is actually really interested in Sierra. And then
The second the cameras are down,
it's well, these Bravo people, like blah blah blah.
You keep he failed.
his rebuttal
the
was
reunion.
his rebuttal was not good.
Yeah.
No, it's not
No.
good. But what could he have said?
Nothing. Yeah. I think they went too hard on him, for the record.
I'm just honestly wondering, like, what if, just for argument, and I've met Sierra a couple times. The little bit I know, she seems like a lovely human.
Mhm.
I've only had wonderful interactions the brief time I had with her, and obviously, like, even Andy Cohen referred to her as Naomi. You know, people like for Sierra as like some supermodel. But what if?
She actually is a Victoria's Secret model, just saying.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. What if?
Facts.
What if West experienced an ick? Like, what could he have said that? Could he have gone on the reunion and been like, to be honest, I don't know, she was a little annoying. Could he have said that?
Well, he kind of, I mean, he did say, I didn't want to be Sierra's puppet.
Which was a terrible thing to say.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't
But,
think
like,
that was.
I think that's where he's saying, like, he didn't want to be trapped under, like, Sierra, being connected to Sierra as a person.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of think it rubbed people the wrong way too, that it was just like, honey, this
Nothing
is your
he could have
first
said.
season.
What
But
could he have said?
But to your credit, though, if he was the puppet and he had an ick, he couldn't leave. So that's, like, the feeling there.
I just don't think he could have communicated any type of. Like, what do we know about their relationship? Like, why, if you're rooting for West and Sierra, what are we rooting for?
Two goofy people that dress up nice at parties.
Like,
Two attractive people.
one exceptionally attractive person and the other, like, you know.
Has a very good personality
Yeah.
and is cute.
Yeah.
And West in person is a very attractive guy. Don't we?
I think he's very charming and
Yeah.
charismatic, and like I think they both had stunning outfits at the reunion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying
That's
we're
what-
all.
no, I
acting-
think we just want these people on these shows to get together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's like we are looking at Sierra as if, like, and even Paige kind of alluded to, it's just like, how dare you not commit to this person? Like, how dare you not date her?
And I think it kind of gives a lot of people, like viewers, a bad taste in their mouth when you watch somebody, like when they were going horseback riding and whatnot, where he's like, I'm scared of commitment, but I want to take you home for Thanksgiving. I want you to be like at my friend's wedding, like all this stuff. And it's just like, we've all been told that stuff by somebody who didn't mean it too. So I also think that kind of like rubs people the wrong way as
I
well.
am confused. What did they do? That statement you just said.
Mhm.
I don't want a relationship, but I want to take you to meet my family. What about that statement isn't true with
Because
these guys?
he didn't say like, I don't want a relationship or I don't want a relationship with you. It's like, oh, I'm scared of commitment. Oh, it's hard, like ease into this with me, which seems like she's supposed to go on this ride with you for you to decide at some point you maybe want to date or you maybe don't.
I mean, he's being pretty upfront though.
I just, when a guy says he
I mean,
is afraid of commitment or he's never had a girlfriend, just believe him. And just
I agree with
also,
that. But
that-
True.
in the history of relationships, a guy has never fallen in, like, it's like the classic mistake that everyone's make. Guys don't fall in love from sex; they fall in love from missing you. And Sierra did the thing at the, it's just like, all right, we're filming, we cuddled, he took me to my parents, we went to a wedding. It's like he doesn't want to commit yet. I'm you know what I do? I'm gonna show him what's up, And she showed him what's up, and Wes was like, thanks.
Yeah.
It's just like it never works.
I don't know. It just rubs me.
I know it will be the wrong
Well, that's
way.
what I'm saying too.
but-
Where I'm also like, if he wasn't interested or didn't want to go out with her, why couldn't he just say that? But instead, I'm like, I don't know if it's because of the cameras. I don't know why. Why would you kind of? I don't know. It feels like you're trying to have the best of both worlds. You want to have your cake and eat it too.
I absolutely think West is emotionally immature and needs to grow up,
Okay.
but he acknowledges that, and I'm just confused as to. We're also these fuckboys like West. We're the whole time we're like, but you should commit. Why are you like this? Commit. You need to pursue this very attractive, very eligible, very wonderful woman. And then when they try to go on these dates and they deal with the boyfriend and girlfriend things, and at the end they're like, I'm sorry, I just have commitment issues. We act surprised. And I just don't understand why.
I mean, again, I'm like, you can say that it's like deluded to believe somebody when they're giving you mixed signals or like saying that like, oh, I want a relationship or I want to be in a relationship with you, but I'm just scared of commitment, or like, I would take this, I just want to move slow, where I'm like, no, it's just a cop out. So I'm like, at the same time, like, I'm not going to fault a woman who likes a guy because the guy said exactly what she wants to hear and that she fell for it.
Exactly what she wanted to hear was, I'd love to work on this relationship and commit to you, and I'm definitely down to pursuing this relationship. And West to our knowledge, never said that. He said a bunch of things that kind of sounded maybe like he was interested in a relationship, more along the lines of, I'm willing to like do the boyfriend and girlfriend things, which
But
it's
why is that?
2024. Inviting someone to a wedding or introducing him to your parents in 2024 does not mean you want a relationship.
Okay, but that's where Sierra like disclosed it. She's like, I'm not that woman.
I'm a traditional person,
she
and these
acknowledged-
things
but then
have
why-
Yeah, but
value.
unless they had
So-
the conversation where it's like, we are boyfriend and girlfriend, we are not going, like, you're setting the rules.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like, well, we never really set that rule. So
True, yeah.
But why is she doing the thing she says she doesn't do if she's not in a relationship? Why is she going to his house? Why is she going to a wedding? Why is she sleeping with him?
But again, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what conversations were had off camera to make her feel comfortable to go do that.
You're right, we don't, but you would think those would have come out. I think Paige would have said something, or Sierra would have said something. West says we didn't define the relationship. No one said shit.
I think what it is we can't fault Wes for being transparent because he was transparent. That being said, I don't think he wasn't in the wrong for the way he treated Sierra.
I think
Sierra's very valid if you feel
I
that
think
way.
he's in the wrong in the sense that he is still emotionally immature, has some growing up to do, and he always is going to risk leading people on the way he led on Sierra. I'm also saying that Sierra, and I think Sierra knows this, I think she's a very intelligent person who, even when she was like, shut the fuck up, Jesse, you could tell she's just like, she's not really mad at Jesse. She's just mad. She's hurt. She's upset about the situation. And I think when the dust settles, Sierra's going to know that she has no one to blame but herself because she knows better. And I just think
She was a little naive.
I think she can acknowledge that at the end of the day, and Wes can also grow up. And I think we can stop acting so surprised that this happened, because this was like, he literally was saying the whole time, this is what's going to happen. And then it happened. And now we're acting surprised.
Well, she was still collateral damage, though. I think that's like my perspective of it. Like, we're not surprised, but she's still.
Well, you know what they say again, a boundary is something you set for yourself, and she didn't enforce her own boundary, and that is why this happened. And I don't know how. If you disagree, fine, but like, why? I'm just curious. Honestly, in the comments, let me know how wrong I am. I'm sure you will, but like, I'm just honestly confused. Anyways, we do have West on, and he does address a lot of the stuff, and you can decide for yourself whether he's shown growth since the reunion or not.
Jesse Lally.
You know, Jesse really kind of also, like, I do think Paige is by far the most emotionally intelligent person on this cast by a mile. And almost like everything Paige says, I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, even when it comes to West, I think she feels a little bit bad, but I think West was failing so bad at the reunion. There was that moment when West said, I think it was something about the DMs or like just the fan attention, and Paige kind of goes,
Wrong audience.
and it's like, I think Paige, like the professional, was like, I love you, Wes, and you're my friend, but like, I gotta put you in your place because like you're just saying the dumbest shit right now. And I feel like that whole monologue at the end of the episode was more her being like, you're being too stupid for too long.
Mm-hmm. Not your audience.
Yeah.
But then Danielle said that her words are damaging.
Don't go on reality TV, Danielle.
Okay, there you go.
You can't tell someone that their ITMs are damaging. Like, that is, Paige is doing her fucking job.
I
You
enjoy
know,
them, so.
Like, maybe, I guess, in the internet, and maybe in the comments, you could maybe have an argument, but like, that's what you signed up for.
I thought Paige's confessionals were hilarious.
Same.
And exactly what I was thinking.
Almost,
CEO of what?
98% of everything Paige says, I agree with.
Read my mind.
Yeah. Oh, question. How old are you?
42.
Okay. Yeah, you're my age. So, the Valley, it's over, but recently, Jesse Lally revealed that he had an affair with Anna Nicole Smith.
Wow.
Right?
Well, that's a blast from the past.
But like, that was kind of like, back in the day, she was in like the 90s.
Iconic.
She was the Marilyn Monroe of the 90s.
She was the Marilyn
right?
Monroe of the 90s. It would be like if some 22-year-old model today, like, randomly was like, yeah, I hooked up with Kim Kardashian over the summer. That's how big of a deal it was back then. It's still kind of douchey that like 20 years later, Jesse is like,
Claim to fame.
Yeah.
pointing that out, but kind of like, wow,
You think it's how we
all
all
at the same time.
it's how we felt when Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian got together?
Probably, yeah.
Like, oh, that's shocking. Didn't see that one coming.
But at least Pete Davidson was famous.
This is true.
This
Like,
is true.
He was just some random
Listen.
model, like hooking up with Anna Nicole Smith.
So do
Miami
you
and-
respect him more now?
I don't respect him at all,
Okay.
but I am like, it's like, he really peaked, I guess is what I'm saying.
Before the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Do you think his life has gotten better or worse since he's been on the Valley?
I'm sure he's more rich now.
I mean, he's gotten divorced. He's gotten. I mean, is his new girlfriend, is that real?
Well, we'll see her on the show.
Will she be on the show?
Season 2. Maybe. We don't know. Not confirmed.
You want
Did you watch Baby Reindeer?
Yeah, I had to turn it off on the episode where was it his agent that he was like.
I had to turn it off too eventually. It's a tough watch.
It's a rough watch.
Yeah, after a while, you're just like, this is a little too heavy for me. Did you ever have a stalker?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
I say that like I'm excited.
So you are.
Sorry. First of all, I'm sorry you had to experience that.
No, it was fine.
You have had a stalker.
Yeah, it didn't get too bad, but when I was working on a show in Texas, there was this woman who, I don't know how she got there, but somehow the director had met her, was like, you should come to set, and I like chatted with her, and then like there's one time where I like came into my trailer and she's in there.
No.
And I was like, oh, hi. Another time I went in my trailer, my dog was gone. And I asked one of the PAs, I was like, did Pippin get out? Like, what happened? And she's like, I don't know. And then this woman came up with my dog on a leash. She was like, oh, I decided to walk Pippin. I was like, so then we just basically had to, put a know this person rule on set.
I think I saw her outside.
Yeah.
Well, the real life stalker on Baby Reindeer, her name is Fiona Harvey, is suing Netflix for $170 million. I feel like Netflix is going to win.
Yeah.
You think so?
You don't?
So she's accusing them of defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, gross negligence, and violations of right of publicity. And she basically quotes that in the first episode, it said, the series claimed to be a true story as written in the first episode.
Okay, but my question with that is that obviously name change, which is like one of the like main things when you
Right.
write a book about somebody or whatever, it's not identifying them. She's the one that went on a news outlet and outed herself. So I'm like, it's not really defamation because they didn't use your name and your likeness, and yet, or maybe your likeness, but like even then, you're the one that outed yourself about it. So
Right.
how is this Netflix's problem?
I would agree.
It's interesting, though, because they have in writing them saying this is a true story.
Because
Because it is.
Yeah.
It's based off a true story.
I'm
Netflix.
guessing Netflix's
But they
legal
didn't say
team
based.
Is better than
off
hers.
the true
Yeah,
Oh, for
story.
sure.
They
Or
just
like
said
had a
this is true
conversation
story?
before they made this
Yeah.
whole thing
But even it
and
is.
asked, and got ahead of it.
Because also Netflix isn't the first show or like movie to say based on a true story.
But they didn't
Yeah.
say based.
Yeah, they said this is a true story.
But
I'm
it
sure.
is
Different.
It
But
is
to
So
Justin's point, it's
basic-
probably not the
so
first time that's
basically-
happened either.
She's saying Netflix, every single thing that they said this woman did in this TV show, they are saying that this Fiona woman did. So like, there's no exaggeration. There's no,
But also
adding,
she
there's
outed
no sauce.
herself.
They're saying that she did everything. They used the exact tweets, and that's how people found her because they put her tweets on there, obviously spelled fucking crazy because for some reason she couldn't text or type. I don't know what's going on there,
Sounds
but
like me.
And he played himself as well, right?
Yeah, he played
So it's not
himself.
hard to like back search that for Gen Z kids.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys watch the Piers Morgan?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Piers. She went on the Piers Morgan interview.
Yeah, and which first of all, she was batshit crazy. I mean, she was going all over the place. But the thing that was interesting for me on that was the fact that she, the points that you guys are bringing up in the sense that it was so easy for people to track her down. So she didn't really out herself. People were able to so easily find who she was based on all the information that was given on this essentially scripted show on Netflix. And so I don't, do I think she's a sane person? No. Do I think that she's somebody who probably should have been in prison, which she ended up not going to prison? Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen the show. But I do think she has a little bit of an argument there in the sense that they didn't really go to great lengths to hide her identity.
Maybe not, but I think there's a big difference between having a couple internet trolls figure out who you are and then you yourself going on Piers Morgan, a nationally,
Right.
I don't know, it's on YouTube or whatever, a big show, and saying, I'm the person this is about. Like, so whatever she was experiencing online trumped in comparison to the attention she brought onto herself when she announced to the world, this is about me. Prior to that, people were just inner comments. So there's a huge difference. And I just feel like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm guessing Netflix has anticipated all of this, I guess is my, did they really think that they were going to make a TV show?
Yeah, like
about
a huge one and promote it.
about a stalker, about a person who they believe to be not of sound mind and not anticipate that person wouldn't be a pain in their ass? the whole show is about someone who's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just guessing Netflix anticipated this, and I don't think she's gonna win. And my guess is it has to do a lot with.
She might get like a settlement for
I doubt it.
not $170 million, just depending upon how good the argument is.
I'm not rooting for her. Stalkers? They're scary.
That's my number one fear. I was like, I feel like most people have like irrational fears of like spiders and snakes. I'm like stalkers because you don't know what's happening to you while it's happening.
Yeah, there's no sense of reality.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like it's true delusion.
And somebody's created a story for you or like memorize the times you take your dog out or get home from work or whatever that is. Like that whole behavior to me just really freaks me out because it's real and it happens. And some people that are definitely not sane can take it a step further with kidnapping or breaking and entering.
Dog napping.
Yeah,
Dog
and thinking that
napping.
it's logical. Showing up at your house, like
How many Stalker episodes are on Criminal Minds?
I don't know. There's been like 350 episodes of that show. I don't know.
Such a great show. One of Natalie's favorites. What can we expect from you this season?
Well, last season you kind of saw the mask of this character, the serial killer and the family man, and all he wanted to do was keep his family together. Now I'm basically in a cell and just doing whatever I can to annoy everyone and kind of get under their skin and manipulate anyone. It's been fun though, because also they give me a little leeway, so I get to fuck with people off script and kind of poke buttons that I know they have.
Any prominent serial killers that you did any character studies for this character?
Nah,
Real or otherwise?
no, definitely not. I mean, I've watched enough true crime documentaries and stuff, but it's all on the page. And then, what's fun about this character is my kind of thought was, I just want people to like this guy, so then they're confused about why they're rooting for him to get away.
It's always fun when you like the bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it says about us.
That's really sick in the head.
We're just projecting our own shit. I don't know. All right. Well, Thursday, we got a great episode. We'll be talking about episodes 4 through 6 of Perfect Match. Tolu from Perfect Match will be joining us as well. Plus, we'll be getting into, all the Bravo antics. What is Jax Taylor? Whose life is he ruining this week on Going Deeper? Plus, West Wilson is with us. We basically interrogate him about his fuckboy ways and status, and we see if is there a light at the end of the tunnel for West? Does he at least see the error of his ways, and is there growth in his future? But
I'm tuning in.
it's a great episode. You will not want to miss it. Also, Zach, where can we follow you, promote you? What else are you working on? You got Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds out there. I'm a real boring follow. But you can
really
go
promote
and
yourself.
follow me.
Yeah.
Zach Guilford 7. Someone took Zach Guilford before I was even there, so I was just like, all right, throw 7 on that shit.
Okay.
Really boring. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Every now and then I post something. It's a little like nugget for you. But yeah, no, who knows? Just watch my shit.
All right.
Watch me act.
For those of you who didn't know, Criminal Minds, iconic on Friday Night Lights, obviously House of Usher. Some House of Usher was recently. It was a great show. You had a great role in that. What else have you been in? Lots of stuff.
I don't know. Midnight Mass was cool.
Midnight Mass, awesome. That was a great show.
Yeah.
You're in a lot of great stuff.
I've been lucky.
Why am I promoting them for you?
You're 10 times more excited.
I mean, they're
about
there,
it.
They're
He's like,
there.
I don't know. You can watch it.
You watch it or
whatever.
don't.
You can don't. I don't know.
Well, because you feel like an asshole if you're like, no, I was on this thing. It's good. You like it. If you're like, nah, it's not for
never
me.
heard of it.
Or not for me.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck, man.
You're on some great stuff, man. You should be proud.
I
I'm
appreciate
proud for you. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back on Thursday. We have a lot of great things lined up for you. Tune in. We'll see you then. Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.